Make it loud for Cameron Logsdon.
All right. Look at us. We're doing it. Hey, one more time for Zach for putting this whole thing together. Love to have it. I never know how to start these things, you know? Like, I was going to open with this joke. I've done this joke for a long time where I talk about, you know, how I'm, like, tinted, right? And I talk about, you know, people come up to you, they'd be like, what are you? You know? I don't know, I'm a Costco member. Like, that's... But the reason I told that joke for a long time is because, like, people don't like when you talk about your racial makeup. You know what I mean? Like, it's just never going to be as interesting to others as it is going to be to you. It's like talking about your Dungeons and Dragons character, you know? Like, well, you know, I'm half elf, part paladin. It's actually a lot of history, a lot of world building involved. Sorry about that, buddy. Better luck next time. You know, I mean, they're not going to... I guess I'm saying, like, if you're a person that needs a 23andMe, right? Which, like, doesn't look like most of you don't, you know, actually. But if you do, if you need one, like, describing your racial background is like when you go to one of those fancy restaurants and, like, the waiter comes out and explains the thing that they just put out in front of you, you know? They're like, so, how do we like the last comic? Oh, no crumbs. That's always a good sign. Okay, well, for your next comedian, what we have is a apartment-raised Micronesian content creator, okay? It's a 1/4 Japanese with a side of white basura. Okay. It's from the Iowa region, all right? It's got a 90s to 2000s glaze. And it's all on a bed of pop culture references and arugula. Like, it doesn't matter because people are just going to be like, we want nachos! You know, it's not. That's why it's cool. It is cool to, like, have a kid. You know what I mean? Because, like, he gets it, you know? It's like, I don't think that people should procreate to, like, pass on their bloodline or anything, you know? That's a little less my kid and a little more mine child, right? And I don't... You shouldn't do it for that reason. I had my kid when I was in high school, and now he's 19 years old, right? Which is a shame, because, like, I'm still at that age where I'm excited about superhero movies. It's embarrassing. Like, I'm like an 8th grader in 2012, you know? Like, all I want is Tony Stark to say something funny and Barack Obama to be president again. It's all... I told my kid I was excited for the X-Men to join the MCU. And he goes, grow up! I was like, hey, man, don't talk to me like that. I'm going to make you move out of my basement. He said, don't make me come upstairs. I was like, oh, snap. I raised a man, you know? I didn't know if I could. You know, like, I wanted to. You know, I just didn't know if I would. One day he came home from school and told me he was getting bullied by a kid named Caden. And that sucks, you know. Like, you can't get beat up by a kid with a made-up name. Dad, I just got jumped by Gandalf and the guys. Like, what are we doing? No. But we did, you know, we grew up together, you know what I mean? We really did. Like, we watched the same cartoons. We went back to school shopping together. We taught each other how to ride bikes. I'll never forget it. I was pedaling. I was like, don't let go. He's like, I'm not going to let go, Dad. I said, don't let go. He's like, I'm not going to let go, Dad. I said, don't let go. He's in, you know what? That son of a bitch. But I can't ride a bike now. You know, that's always a plus side. Yeah. It was weird. You know, I didn't know my dad growing up. So, like, in a lot of ways, I was really just kind of doing impressions of dads that I saw on TV. You know? Come on. Get in the car. We're going to be late for the baseball game. I don't know why Ray Romano sounds like that. I don't know what it is. Doesn't he sound like he's falling down a cavern? Deborah! I feel like Ray Romano sounds like Kermit the Frog got kicked in the nuts. You know? He just gets like, why are there so many songs about Robert? No. My son's mom and I never got married because the courthouse was closed when we got out of school. But I did get married. I got married, and my wife and I, you know, we started going hiking. She's white, so we have to. And I like it. Here's the thing. I've learned I really like hiking. You know what I mean? It's like an 8-hour walk to take a picture. The shin splints are worth it, is what I'll say. It really is. The thing I don't like when people talk to you while you're on the trail. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. That defeats the whole point. I'm out here to avoid. Like, imagine if I went to the gym and they were like, "Hey, you want some pulled pork?" Like, that's not what we're doing out here. And they're always out of breath when they do it too. You know what I mean? They're giving you like spoilers. You know, you get those like hiking spoilers. They tell you was just around the river bend, and you were like, "I was out here trying to find out for myself." You know, I'm on a journey. They always do. They're always out of breath when they do it. They sound like Mark Wahlberg. You know, they're like, "Hey, there's a big moose." You know, it's freaking sweet. Like, you're ruining the whole thing. We were on a trail this summer, and this lady said something really weird to us. She goes, "Oh my God, you two would make such cute babies." And like I didn't know what that meant, you know. Like, I didn't know if she meant like if we made a baby, right? Like, it would be cute, or like if we shrunk down real small, you know, she would spot us like a Hansel and Gretel situation. I don't know. I didn't like the way she was rubbing her hands together when she said it, you know. Real weird. That is a weird thing to say to people, you know what I mean? Like, you would never say the opposite, right? Like, out loud. Like, maybe in the car on the way home from the show or whatever, you know. But like, imagine if your friends told you they're gonna have a baby and you're like, "Oh, you don't gotta do all that," you know. But it is like, it's like a weird thing to like say to complete strangers, you know. You guys would make cute kids. Like, to strangers, that's insane. Like, what if we had been siblings? So I said that to her. I said, "Hey, that was weird. What if we had been siblings?" And she goes, "You don't look like siblings." I was like, "Why? Because we're different colors?" And she goes, "Yes." I said, "Well, so are Mario and Luigi, and they're fucking," you know, like, I don't know. And we took shrooms and finished the hike, you know. Well, here we go. You know, so. But it is nice. Like, I'm trying to get outside and do more things, you know. I'm trying to get off my phone is really the whole thing, you know. I don't know what to do about this AI stuff. It's I used to be able to tell. Real quick, you know. But I saw a video the other day. I couldn't tell if it was real, if it was fake. It was Michael Jackson, and he was stealing these chicken nuggets. And like, there used to be clear signs, but like, he had the right amount of fingers. He had the right amount of zippers. Michael's done worse stuff, you know. From what I understand, I don't know, you know. You guys think AI is going to take over? You hope not? I hope not. I don't think it's going to take over. I think we'll like integrate with it, you know, like in our society. But you know how America is. We integrate slowly. There's going to be some separation for a little while, you know. Like, you can go to the club, but it's going to be no Robos night, you know. It'd be like a bouncer checking real IDs, you know. All right, come on, buddy. You expect me to think this is real, huh? I've seen videos of Joe Biden breakdancing that look more real than this. All right, if you're not a robot, point to a traffic light. You see any crosswalks around here? A school bus, a bicycle, get to stepping. You know, it's going to be... I don't know. I saw this video. I don't know. Maybe you all don't have the same algorithm that I do. Are there any dudes in here with too much time on their hands? Y'all know what they're doing to Red Bull? you seen Red Bull lately? It's not an energy drink anymore. It's insane. There's no Red Bull thing that happens. It's all like extreme sports and this stuff. I saw a video. It was these two pilots. They tried to switch airplanes in the middle of the air. Okay, one pilot did not successfully pull this off. The plane crashed. He parachuted to safety. The other pilot successfully skydove out of his plane and into the other pilot's plane and landed it. And I just don't think Red Bull should be allowed to do that. That should not be a thing. Like, what's the CEO going to do if that doesn't work out? Just walk out there and be like, I mean, would have been pretty cool if he did though, right? Like, that's... Well, these stunts are getting crazy. It's like Red Bull gives you wings. Let's put it to the test. That's insane. I don't know. I feel like there's all sorts of stuff I can't figure out. That's why I'm happy to be doing comedy. You know, I meet people all the time that tell me they want to do comedy. It's always these dudes. I see all y'all right now. You're frothing at the mouth. I could do that, you know? There's always dudes. They always come up to me. They tell me they want to do comedy, and they say the same thing. I say, well, then why don't you just do it? You know, like give it your best shot, give it a go. Why don't you do it? And they always say the same thing. They tell me that they're too afraid of public speaking, right? They're too afraid of public speaking, and their biggest concern is that they don't want to say Oh, I don't want to say 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 I say, hey, it's not that big a deal, okay? Here's how I know it's not that big a deal to say Look at the last 4 presidents of the United States of America, okay? Do y'all remember when George W. Bush would say literally anything? He like dodges a shoe. We're gonna get him. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't. And Barack Obama wasn't better. He was just slower about it, you know? Today. Michelle. Thank you. You know, he wasn't. Bro, Joe Biden talked like he lost his keys in the sun, okay? Where are they? They're here just a second ago. He's always trying to fight something. Get back here, Jack. I swear to God, I haven't understood a thing Donald Trump said for the last 10 years. Yada, 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 boom, boom. Caca. Bippity, boppity, zippity, doo. All right, everybody, I'm Cameron Logsdon. Have a great night.